heard Music Alive yet? It's interviews of local and regional musicians and artists, hosted by the dynamic duo of DJ Jess and Henry Archuleta. You can hear DJ Jess from 2:30 to 3 o'clock every Saturday, and then the second half is hosted by Henry Archuleta from 3 to 3:30 only on KUHSdenver.com.
KUHSdenver.com. How's everyone doing out there? It's DJ Jess with you on this Saturday afternoon. Now we're back. I told you we were going to be back and better than ever with all new edition of Music Alive with my man, Mr. Henry Archuleta. Ain't that right, Henry?
Oh, heck yes. We're going to start the New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve?
New Year's Day?
New Year's Day, Christmas Day.
Christmas. Where am I at?
I don't know, bro. When the holidays strike, I get like that too. I just lose it a little bit.
Yes, you have to.
Music
Alive. Yeah, Music Alive is great because we all, offer to the world, regional, local, and national artists, and we've had everybody in here. And today we get the pleasure of having Mr. David Young.
Mr. David Young. Now get this. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
you
there,
no.
bro.
Go, Jess.
But I gotta say this. Contemporary jazz takes a spirited, eclectic leap forward with quantum jazz. Is that right, David?
Heck yeah.
That's what we like to hear,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what
How
we're
you
talking
doing,
about.
man?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're doing
Merry
good.
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas
Christmas
to everybody who's listening.
Absolutely. And we got listeners all around the world, from Turkey
Yeah.
to Portugal to the United Kingdom. They're tuned in to see what is up with quantum jazz because they
Right.
heard the Denver takeover with Henry, and now they want to have the full story. So tell us a little bit, man. Tell us about your upbringing. When did you get into the drums?
Yeah. Great question. Grew up in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. So I'm a native of the area, Planet Boulder, what we kind of like to call it.
And that's true.
Right?
Yeah,
Grew up in
it
a
is.
very talented household. Both my parents are musicians and artists, so obviously that is in the genes. But at a young age, we had jazz on 24 hours in our house, just listening to great classic jazz. So it was always in my upbringing that I had that going on. And I gravitated towards the drums when one of my brothers got a set, had it up in his room, and I just started playing it and loved it. But I started playing all that rock and roll, right? Loved the early 70s rock and pop. But the whole time that I was playing that, I had this great jazz listening to 24/7. So it kind of just morphed into a really nice opportunity for me to continue to play music, love playing the drums, and just grew up with this great jazz background that would eventually really take hold of my playing. And quick snapshot.
So Jesse, what do you think? He's got homeschooling going on here.
Right?
He
Yeah,
didn't have public schooling.
there's a lot of homeschooling.
So you check
right?
it out. And his mom and dad probably gave him the best drums money could buy, and those are. What did you start out with?
Oh, this was fantastic.
Slingerland from
No.
Montgomery Ward?
No, had a great Ludwig set. I had to have
See?
Ludwig because that's what John Bonham played.
See,
Wow.
Ludwig.
Right?
That's not
Ludwig,
cheap
that's
stuff.
good.
Yeah, growing up, and not only John Bonham, but Buddy Rich. So these two guys, when I would listen to them play, I couldn't handle it. Loved it, had to have it, and we got our first drum set was down at Drum City Guitar Land. Got to give a shout out to Timmy down there at Drum City, still down there in Wheat Ridge, one of the area's great drum shops.
That's right off 44th Avenue.
Yes, it
in case
is.
Nobody knows
I got
where
my
that's
first
at.
drum set down there in, I don't know, what, 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, something like that. So, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really awesome. Don't you think, Henry?
I
mean,
really
you're a
think I
drummer,
was
bro.
going to sleep right there for you.
You're a
Great,
drummer,
I'm putting
bro.
you guys to sleep.
No.
That's fantastic.
No. I was going to sleep.
He's
because-
got old age, bro.
Yeah, see, I've got,
Henry's
Never mind,
been,
never mind.
claiming that he's gonna call the who on me today, bro?
it's the art people on you. I've got them on speed dial.
Put a
Jesse's
sign you
been,
up, Jesse.
yeah.
I know,
see.
I know, bro, I know. So, growing up playing the drums, what was your first band? Did you play in the school band or?
Great question. My first band, great quick story. Like I was playing snare drum in the 4th grade, right in the elementary, orchestra band. And after about 4 rehearsals, the teacher told me perhaps I should get another instrument to play. I just didn't seem to be in tune with everybody else. I wanted to do things on the snare,
Mhm.
like off time stuff.
Mhm.
I would wink at the guy hitting the bass drum and say, let's do our own thing. So, at an early age, I was completely nonconformist to that. So, but it would be in high school that I put together my first rock band, and we were called Dark Saloon. And I think at that time we were playing like Styx, right, and Foreigner, right, Nugent, all that stuff in the mid '70s,
All the good stuff.
all the old good stuff. And then played in a few other bands, played in a couple bands in college up at UNC. After UNC, played with a couple of buddies of mine in Denver in an original three-piece group called Vinyl Romance that was absolutely fantastic. Played out in LA, kind of did that whole thing. Played Seattle, LA, came back to Denver in '94, kind of settled down, and that's when I really decided I really wanted to focus and concentrate way more on contemporary jazz, a little bit more smooth jazz, a little bit more urban groove to the type of music that I'd been playing prior.
Okay, Jesse, let's do chime out around the world. We got to say hello to a lot of these people because I know
Yes.
they're
Like I
logged
said,
in.
they're all tuned in to see what's up with Quantum Jazz. So shout out to Serbia, Hungary, Germany, Australia, down under,
Yeah,
Poland, Italy, Turkey, a lot of Italy, and of course everyone here in the States from Las Vegas, Nevada. Got to send a shout out to Miss Sherry Reed out there listening, and of course everyone here in the States, in the Mile High City as well, man. We
But
got a
you
lot of
know,
listeners.
Sherry is always posting those photos of her. I mean, she is looking so nice up there on Facebook.
Right,
You have to say, Sherry, you're looking good.
right.
She looks,
you're looking good.
There
you're
you go.
looking good, Sherry, with
Yeah,
her Chevette.
with her Chevette.
Hey, we had somebody actually in Poland buy a CD, Quantum Jazz CD. So if
Well,
Poland's listening,
yeah.
perhaps that's you that bought the CD.
There they
Thank
are.
you.
Yep, there they are. Poznan, Poland.
Poznan, Poland.
Poznan, Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So let's talk a little bit about Quantum Jazz. I
Yes.
read a little bit about you guys.
Mhm.
Started off, as a quartet,
Yes.
and lost the keyboardist.
Yes.
How did it all happen? How did Quantum Jazz come about?
Quantum Jazz, Jim Arter, our great sax player, put the group together about I want to say 4 to 5 years ago, with another guy, bass player, Steve Ozalensky, who would later move back to New York. And we were a more traditional five-piece, had the keyboard, sax, bass, guitar, drums. Really nice opportunity, good sound, and we started to play around and actually played around Denver quite a bit as that, quartet. Our keyboard player really felt he wanted to go do some other things. And the four of us kind of looked at each other and said, well, should we get another keyboard player? But we really actually enjoyed the freedom it gave us without having the keys, and it started to morph a sound that we really kind of latched onto, and we just started to really enjoy that. It was very free, and we played off each other really well. So the last, I'd say, probably 3 years, we've been a four-piece. We really enjoy that. Again, it gives us a lot of freedom. We can create some real neat textures with what we're doing, and I think it's helped kind of carve out our sound, and a lot of our sound is that sax and guitar doubling on choruses and melodies. So,
And then we're going to also interject this with David Young on drums, giving them the flim flams, or triple Radamacues, that
I love the Radamacues.
coming in with all his dynamics. That's what makes Quantum Jazz also. If
You're a good man,
if
Henry.
you don't have that heartbeat, that's why you're here, David. We've
Yeah.
got your ticket.
Right. This is up close and personal.
That's
bro.
right. We know what you're doing.
Well,
And Quantum Jazz is on fire right now. For in case you don't know what they're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, January 8th, catch Quantum Jazz. We're at, Jesse?
At the Soil Dub. That's one of my favorite venues here in Denver,
That's right.
Colorado.
Yeah.
I've seen so many great people there.
And look who's going to be there.
Right,
Quantum
right,
Jazz.
right,
You just
right.
said it. Great people. are
Great
gonna be there.
people. I mean, Bob Caldwell, I've seen there a couple times. Rochelle Farrell, like I mentioned to you earlier. So it's a great venue. It's going to be a great show. We're talking about your sound. We got some this is your new CD, correct?
Yes, it's our debut CD.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
said. I got
awesome.
it first. I
That
got it
is
first.
awesome.
I
Right.
got to put it on the Music Alive. I mean,
Right.
the Denver Takeover show. I did the whole CD on the Denver Takeover show.
Wow.
So I was spoiled. You know, I was like, who?
Yeah.
Right. You were.
I
We had
were
to take
spoiled,
care of Henry, you know.
Yeah, so, you know, I says, get it to me. And I talked to my, you know, I hung up the phone, or I think he told me on texting, I'll send you the CD right now today. By the time I, you know, looked the other way, the postman was delivering it.
Wow.
So it was like,
Yeah.
bam.
We don't mess around.
It was there.
That's what we like. You know, we're talking about your sound. Let's hear a little bit. Should we do? What did you want to play?
Let's throw up In Carlos We Trust. I think it's a
In
pretty
Carlos
cool
We
track.
Trust. Okay, we're gonna play it first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it because
Sounds good.
we want to talk about this track. It's Quantum Jazz in Carlos We Trust. Music Alive. KUHSdenver.com. Got this one because we're not using that one, right? Do you still have music in your headphones?
Oh.
Do you still have music?
No.
No? Okay. So we took the wrong one. No?
Yeah, nice.
Now, what we can pick up on your feed right now, if you're watching it on video now, you're picking up the feed right here through our studios here at KUHSdenver.com. Right, Jesse? You can hear it live anywhere in the world, from Puerto Rico to Canada to Japan to Poland. Quantum Jazz.
Quantum Jazz. Get a copy. QuantumJazzMusic.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who came up with the cover? You did?
Yours truly.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's a John Lennon kitty cat.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So there's some neat things about that too. We can talk about it too, but I tell you
Yeah,
real
we'll talk
quick.
about it.
So there's this an Austrian physicist named Schrodinger, and he's well known for a lot of his quantum physics calculations, especially as it has to do with astronomy and stuff. But he put together algorithm of sorts that basically was, if a cat is put into a box, once the box is sealed, is the cat really in there? Because visually, we can't see that. And so does anything distort what we see? And it's crazy. So when I was researching and looking what kind of a thing, I stumbled across that and I thought, wow, that is like awesome, because it's got this to quantum, right? It's got this little branch. But that's as cool as you can get. You got the cool cat on the cover.
That's awesome. We're talking about that right there. Dave.
We're talking about cool cats.
Cool cats.
And if you understand quantum physics, which I got to study in at the CU Boulder campus where he's from, you know, originally from Boulder, right?
Yep.
I got to study quantum physics, which has helped us put up the studio. We got the quantum man here. No, not you, Jess.
No, not me.
No.
Not me, man. I can't. I'm not a science fan, honestly. Seriously. I just could never get into it. Chemistry and physics, I could. I like that. Physics was quantum physics.
What's the name of this song again, Jess?
In Carlos We Trust. We're going to talk a little bit about it when we go live on the air because, I mean, obviously it's dedicated to someone very special, right? In honor or
It's an influence. It's a big influence.
Yeah, a
Absolutely.
little bit of a tribute by Quantum Jazz here.
We're going to give a big old chime out to Seattle, Washington. We have a couple from Biloxi, United States, wherever that's at. How about
Mississippi.
Biloxi, absolutely.
Mississippi.
There's a station down there that plays our music quite a bit. I can't remember what it is, but it's down in Mississippi.
We do have lots of people from Turkey, and we have a notion that it's a lot of the people in the military. So hello out there.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever get to catch this show, it'll be restreamed via Facebook or any link that anybody has for you. So make sure and watch out for it.
Yeah, we also got the audio going, so I'll throw it up on the Mixcloud. We good to go.
I got to wear my sunglasses like you did today.
Yeah, in the studios.
Yeah.
But are they prescription?
Right. That's the key.
These are prescription, so that's why I have them on. I usually don't like them in the studio, but.
When you get older, everything's prescription.
Now you get all this chrome.
Yeah.
Right? There you go.
Yeah, you get
Got
chrome.
that going. That looks good.
You need a haircut.
I know, it's just like I just got one the other day.
I'm
Let
gonna
it
go
go.
get a free one from the Paul Mitchell.
That's what I was telling you. They always used to over there to a trade.
Yeah.
I went to this.
I'm gonna go get a free one.
Always over there to
I
trade.
can't afford 25
No,
bucks.
that's fine.
Got about 1 minute.
He moved it up to $40.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like
No, not just that. Over the holidays. Because everybody's jamming it at the last minute.
Long Beach, California, Germany, Spain, Romania, Greece. All live. We'll go back and talk about who's all in the band, talk about the song, and I want to talk about this cover.
Yeah, you bet.
20 seconds. In Carlos We Trust. Quantum Jazz right there. Yeah, that's a good track.
Isn't that tight?
That
Isn't
was
tight?
awesome.
Then that's some good stuff.
That is some good stuff. Got
Now,
some-
who was on the drums on that? Did you hear him on the? Was that on the ride? You were up on your ride?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, so I was hearing that ride. I mean, he was carrying that ride with some nice. Did you hear all that nice accents that he had?
You know, I heard him. I just couldn't call him out, you know? But I heard him. I did. I
You're
heard
too
him.
kind, Henry. You're too kind.
You know, speaking about who's on drums, of course, we got David Young on drums, correct? Who else was
Yes.
all? Who's
So,
in the band? Tell us.
Absolutely. We've got really these guys, and love playing with these guys, love making music with these guys. We've got the absolutely outstanding Bill Kerr on guitar. Bill's a longtime Denver resident, and he's just absolutely fantastic. He's got a gorgeous organic sound that really it's part of the sound. It is so much of quantum jazz. So Bill's fantastic, and on saxophone, the great Jim Arter. Jim so soulful on his soprano and alto saxophone playing. Just great, very a lyrical player. So just great to have those two playing such a prominent role. And of course on bass, Scott Fitzgerald. Scott and I have known each other for several years. I brought Scott into my group Fusion Juice back in the day, and Scott lays down some nice big fat grooves, solid as a rock. And of course myself on drums.
That's
That is
one
quantum jazz.
lineup. That's an all-star lineup right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
In Carlos We Trust, like I said, I wanted to talk a little bit because there's some influence going on in there, correct?
Absolutely. You know, we're all heavily influenced by the 70s music, not only of the rock music, but the jazz rock, the jazz fusion. But Carlos Santana has been a huge influence on all of us. I think Bill, a lot of his playing, you can hear a lot of Carlos in Bill's playing. It's just so emotive. And that's the one thing about Santana and his music. It's rich, it's deep, it's soulful, and it really connects. And so that's something that's always been very prominent in our music. And so when I wrote this song, I mean, I could hear it, I could feel it. And when you say in Carlos We Trust, absolutely. In Carlos
Absolutely.
We Trust.
It's kind of like pledging the
It
allegiance,
is,
you
it
know?
is. So yeah, big influence.
That's awesome. In Carlos We Trust is off their new album, Quantum Jazz. Get it at www.quantumjazzmusic.com. And I got to tell you, this album cover
Yeah.
is one of the best album covers I've ever seen. Don't you agree?
In a long time. When I seen that, I posted that up on Facebook. I had
Right.
to use it.
Great.
Right.
Now I also
Great.
threw out a mass mailing using that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it went out
I
everywhere.
did see
Did
it.
you
I
see
got
it?
the
Oh,
email.
you got the email
Yes.
too, that would catch everybody's eye, and
Yeah.
it's just an awesome.
Right. Now, for those of you who
Right.
aren't watching us live on KUHSdenver.com and are just listening to us, the visual is a cat with what kind of glasses? Like John Lennon glasses?
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, they're like
Aussie glasses? I
Dr.
don't know.
Frankenstein
Yeah.
glasses.
Right.
They're like Physicist glasses.
Right. And
Scientist.
while we were playing that song, you kind of told us a little bit about that. Go ahead and tell that story again.
Yeah, so in putting together, I do a lot of the creative elements with the band in terms of advertising or concepts of things like that. So, and thinking about the cover, obviously wanted something that really stood out and caught people's attention. So, and if we could tie it into quantum, the obviously the theory of physics, motion, movement, combination of four people, a unit coming together to create. So I was looking and reading and came across this outstanding picture of this cat with these glasses, almost goggles on. And I just thought it was absolutely outstanding. As I continued to research and dig deep and read, I came across a great article about an Austrian physicist, Schrodinger. And Schrodinger was prominent in a lot of theories about quantum physics and about what we see, what we don't see, what's there, mass, particle, all this stuff. Way beyond my realm of thought. But one of the things he was known for was this crazy concept of if we put a cat in a box, seal the box up, is the cat still there? We can't see it. We just assume that it's there. So I just absolutely thought that was pretty interesting, pretty cool, and thought, yep, I think that's it. That's going to work.
Well, they have really proved that to be true, though. It was just came out about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago that's true. That if you can't see it, it's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
exactly.
with quantum jazz, if you see them, they're there.
Absolutely.
And when you hear them, they're there. Quantum jazz is now skyrocketing with this new, I would call it a great top shelf CD. Anybody around the world, let's go ahead and another time out to them all. Greece.
Right. Nigeria is on board with us. Turkey, that's Bosnia, San Fernando de Henares, Spain, right. Greece. They like the jazz music, especially quantum jazz. They want to hear what's going on with these bands because, we do go worldwide. We've been promoting this for a while. So once again, David Young from Quantum Jazz is in the studio with us, and myself, Mr. Henry Archuleta, and we're just getting down, aren't we, Henry?
Oh man, today we've just been smoking it. Now we finish off with, of course, quantum jazz, and then later on we're going to have the show bedroom discussions. Well, following that's going to be the top 20 out of Hollywood, and then tonight catch the Heartbeat Show with Dan Ulibarri, followed by Greg Rashid out of Washington D.C.
Right, we got a full lineup for you on this Saturday afternoon, but before that, let's play another track, shall we?
Yeah, I think that sounds fantastic.
Let's do it. Which one should we play?
Let's do it. Let's kind of swing a little bit with a little Casino a Go-Go.
Casino a Go-Go.
See,
yeah. It's spelled a little different though.
Yeah, well, it's KUHS Casino a Go-Go.
That's what got me, bro.
Oh, yeah,
you got me on that one.
Oh yeah.
Let's check it out. Quantum Jazz, KUHSdenver.com.
That's great, guys. That's
now
fantastic.
That casino. Listen to that swing. Now that's the signs of a seriously sophisticated drummer. Young, quantum jazz. Yeah!
This is great.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, a little old school. Like I said, this CD's got a little something for everybody.
Nice. It really does.
I sure hope you're listening to this segment of Musical Live, Denver, Colorado. We took a little break, but we're back now. Got some more people coming in, Jesse. Some top people. I'm talking about top. Some big people are coming in. Trying to line them up, but we had to take a little break because man, it was wearing us down. They call you and me the Energizer Bunnies. Why? We work hard to bring it to you.
They call you. I don't me. I'll pass out anything I get. Casino a go-go.
Right? You're on the Vegas Strip.
Right,
Rolling.
exactly.
Feeling it, right?
Listen to that sax player, a seriously seasoned musician.
Jim Harder on the sax player.
These are all original. Absolutely. All original compositions. Yeah, wow. Don't complain. I call him the wizard. Call him the wizard. Absolutely.
Jazz. Here with DJ S. David Young. For your holiday treats, that's for sure. Jesse, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be another trick, man.
That's
You almost
right.
tricked us out
That's
the
right.
first time, man.
That's right.
I thought there was going to be another one. Now that's what you call some good jazz music right there.
What do you
right?
think of the heartbeat of that group?
I like it, man. The heart.
David Young, you see how he's got that?
Yeah.
Just hear his
Yeah.
swing was so metrodome timed. I mean, that was right on point.
Right on point, man.
Woo,
Casino
wait.
a Go-Go Quantum Jazz right here on KUHSdenver.com. Music Alive. We got the heartbeat in the studio with us, Mr. David Young. And that was a good song, bro. How
Thanks,
did that
man.
one come about?
Right? Thanks. You know what? A lot of our compositions are group compositions, but Bill and I do, I think the core of the writing, Bill came to us one day and he said, I've kind of got this thing going on, and he started playing it, right? And it was cool. We liked it. But he kept saying, but I think I hear a swing. So he's swinging and he kept going faster, faster. Faster. So we started just working this thing up, and the next thing you know, we were swinging this thing hard, and it was right. The faster we went on it, it just really came through. So Bill is, I affectionately call him the wizard, and he brings to the table some absolutely gorgeous compositions.
And with you, with your flim flams, paradiddles,
Right?
Adam McHughes, I mean, you've got it all down, David. You're making this band. I mean, you're making it fly.
Henry, you're a good man. I'm going to have to pay you. I'm going to have to pay you more than I thought I did.
That's what one of our other DJs
Yeah.
is saying.
Right.
What payola are you getting
That's
off of the other band?
Get some
Oh,
payola,
yeah.
bro. Oh, man. Quantum Jazz. If you haven't had a chance to see them, you've got an opportunity here in the Mile High to go check them out January 8th, correct?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to be there because I kind of took that weekend off because
You need to.
Janet was going to be here at the 9th, but she canceled on me again, bro.
Right?
Are
So,
you mad at her? Did
my
you send her a
weekend's free.
text?
You know, bro, I just hope she gets better because, I paid a lot of money for these tickets, so I want to see her live.
In the studio, we have Steve Stalsey of KUVO Jazz. And he's here because he's going to be covering for a few shows. But he listened to this the other day before his show because I was doing it on the Denver Takeover show. He goes, God, who is that group? Now, keep in mind, KUVO is heard all over the world, too. So he's trying to get his hands on this. So it's going to be flying all over.
Well, good. I'm going to have to go out and chat with him.
Yes, he's the host of the Jazz and Soul Express right here on KUHS, and also
Perfect.
has a couple other shows as well. So shout out to Steve, man. He puts in some hard work as well. But like I said, January 8th at the Soil Dove, one show.
Yes, one show. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. And looking forward to it. I know the seats are filling up. We're expecting a pack house, but it's going to be fantastic. Soil Dove, Friday, January 8th. And absolutely, get your tickets. There's still seats available, but they're going fast, and we're looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Man, talk about an up-close and personal venue. One of the best jazz venues here in the Mile High City.
Yeah.
Soil Dove Underground. Just an awesome venue. Hoping you guys pack the house out. I know you guys will. It's going to be a great, great show. Quantum Jazz.
I'm sitting in with them.
You're going to sit in with them?
Yeah.
Don't let
He's in there. He's doing percussion. He's
Yeah.
going to be doing labs.
Yeah.
And fiddle and bounce.
See, he knows.
Absolutely.
And those are the best drinks in the house.
That's right.
Those sound like a drummer's drink, honestly.
That's right.
5 years from now, David, where do you see Quantum Jazz, bro?
Well, I don't know. 3 years maybe might be easier to look at. 5 years, who knows? I could be in a nursing
I
home.
was gonna
With
say
Henry. I
10.
could be with both of you guys.
Oh, there you go. No, you just started. It just caught on
It's
with
right.
him.
It's your fault.
I was going to say 10 years.
That's right.
But
Yeah,
you're,
no,
you're
you're
right.
right.
You're right. 3 years.
3 to 5 years. We love playing music, and that's what we do. We're currently working on our second CD. We're hoping that'll be out the summer of 2016. Right now for 2016, we're looking to play a lot of the jazz festivals, not only in this great state, right, from the Keystone Jazz Festival to Winter Park to Copper Mountain, Genuine Jazz, which we played last year. So we're looking to continue to do that, but be able to play some of the other jazz festivals in and around the country throughout the year. Again, hoping that we can get our CD done in the summer, but we just want to create music, keep playing music. We love Denver. We all live along the Front Range, and we just want to bring our brand of music to everybody, and that's what we're going to keep doing, and keep enjoying it.
And that's what I was going to say. I see you guys playing these music festivals, not only playing them, but headlining them as well. So, David Young, Quantum Jazz, right here on KUHSdenver.com. You got something to say, Henry? What else you
Never
got to say,
to
bro?
you, because I know
I know never to
you've been
me,
picking
bro.
on me. I know. Yeah, I've got. After you went and rigged up my my little thing, that life alert.
Yeah,
That was wrong.
Yeah,
I fell down in the studio and I went to press it in the dog pound show.
Right, that's not
I
good.
rigged it, bro.
He rigged it.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
not
happens when you hack my Facebook when I leave it open, you know?
You're in trouble.
It happens. We're family here at KUHSdenver.com.
With
You know
David
what?
Young.
And I was just about to say, David Young, you're more than welcome to come back anytime,
You guys
bro.
are great. Thank
You
you
know where
so
we're at.
much. You guys are absolutely fantastic what you're doing, not only here for Denver, but for all Colorado, all interstellar radio. You guys are bringing it home. You guys are really giving everybody an opportunity to hear a lot of music and a lot of new music. So thank you, both of you.
And
guys.
we are
Thank
on the
you so
cutting.
much.
We're on the cutting edge with lots of different shows. We're adding 2 more shows coming into January. Actually, 3 more shows, maybe even 4 more. It's like, but we're packed up. We're packed up to the house. We got the Jazz and Soul Express. We've also got Denver Takeover show. We've got this show right here, which is Music Alive, which is very, very popular all over the world. Brings in local, regional, and national artists, and I'm talking, we bring in national people.
Like, from Larry Dunn from Earth, Wind, and Fire to Such to Rochelle Farrell to the one and only
The
David
drummer.
Young,
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
The drummer of Gladys Knight, and I wonder if they're
Oh
feeling
yeah.
bad.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah. Gladys Knight and the Pips recently lost an original member, so our thoughts and prayers go out to them, especially Mr. Daryl Woolfolk, who's getting down on drums with Gladys Knight right now. So
he used to be a Denver,
he is a
Denver.
Denver native. Yep.
A lot of great
Absolutely.
Denver musicians playing
Absolutely,
all
man.
over.
but he moved out of state, and so shout out to him if he's listening. For one of the Pips, gone.
Yep. We got some of the best musicians here. We're gonna end it with a little bit of Quantum Jazz. What's the track we want to end it with, David?
Let's play the single that we released, Smooth Jazz. Really played a lot of it. It's been playing all over the country as well as other parts of the world, which is great. It's called The Look in Her Eyes.
The Look in Her Eyes. I was going to ask if we could play that one too.
And
Yes,
how'd
I
that
did.
come about? Were you?
You know, another great composition by Bill Kerr. Absolutely brought it into the studio and had laid down a lot of it. And as we listened to it, it started to take shape. And the groove that Scott and I put to this thing is just so solid. But Bill's playing, and of course Jim and Bill tagging that line. I think it's just, I don't know, it's right in the pocket. And it just feels good.
In the pocket on the one, huh?
Right?
That's what we like to hear. So
It's
if you like it,
purification jazz, clean as a whistle.
Queen as a whistle?
Clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle. It's Quantum Jazz, ladies and gentlemen. You want a copy of their CD, go to www.quantumjazzmusic.com. I'm sure we'll have a link on our website, right, Henry?
Of course.
Of course, where you could always check out the best of the best. KUHSdenver.com. David, once again, thank you so much.
Thank
bro.
you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for having us. And we'll see you Friday, January 8th at the Soil Dove.
There you go. Check it out.
And it with Quantum Jazz. What's the name of this tune, Jesse?
The Look in Her Eyes.
See you next week. We're going to have another special guest. We didn't have it here in time, but there's a special guest coming for you. I have to confirm it. I can't say who's going to be here because I didn't confirm it. But they're coming on next week for another Musical Live show with DJ Jess and myself.
Check me out tomorrow. Canciones de Domingo, 10 and 1 o'clock. I'm going to have a very special guest in the studio with me. Johnny Rodriguez, bro. From the studio. He's going to be in the studio with
Wow.
me. So come on and check it out. 10 to 1 Sunday, KUHS Denver.
Quantum Jazz. I hope you liked it. We certainly did. Until next time. Oh, that's David Young. And if you missed out this show, catch it across all social networking, Twitter, Facebook, and also Instagram. It'll just be a link. So check it out.
Yeah, this has been great. You guys are in, man.
We're trying, bro. We're trying.
You got it, bro. I can love everything about you guys. That's awesome.
Slick.
It's just great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just awesome. You guys doing this.
Plus, it's not live anywhere,
Right?
Live stream it anywhere.
Oh, that's outstanding.
All the different groups and stuff, like even your group,
Right?
live stream is taken care of anywhere.
I think that's outstanding. And I'm so glad you guys are doing this stuff. Right?
Live stream or something.
And I'm so glad that I found you. And I think I found you by the ad for the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, yeah.
When I looked at that, I'm like, who the heck is this? Well, yeah, I need to reach out to you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Ernie said, great interview, guys. Great job.
Nice.
A lot of listeners listening.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's really neat. You know, we've actually sold a good number of CDs worldwide. Like I said, Poland, Australia, Japan, Germany. So it's great. You know, it's
They like that.
Yeah.
They love the
awesome.
jazz. Yeah.
And
They can just log in, watch it, see who we are, everything.
yeah.
Okay, so fade this out slightly, Jesse, so I can grab it on the screen. See you next time.